I almost made it out of the month of January alive, without a scratch. And then this movie happened. XXx, The Return of Xander Cage, is apparently the third installment in this XXx franchise that no one I know gives a shit for, but apparently Hollywood thinks enough people in this world do, so here we are. And by now you can probably tell that I didn't give a shit for this movie, so let's just talk about why this movie sucks. So in the beginning of this movie, we see Samuel L. Jackson. He's the leader of sorts of this XXx organization. He's trying to recruit this soccer player to join the team, and as all that's going on, a motherfucking satellite crashes 10 feet from the restaurant he's in. So yeah, the restaurant and Samuel L. Jackson, they all get engulfed into an explosion, and the whole time I'm sitting there like, he's still alive because the trailer gave it away. But maybe, just maybe, this movie will give an explanation to how he survived that. More on that later. So now getting over to Xander Cage, we discover that apparently he's been faking his death since the last movie, somewhere along those lines. I haven't seen these movies, so I really don't know much about them. But Xander Cage has been spending his life in the Dominican Republic, skateboarding through the jungle, high-fiving the children of the country, and then having sex with these really hot girls at night. But he decides to drop all that when someone from the CIA arrives to tell them that not only is Samuel L. Jackson dead, but these anti-XXx people have stolen Pandora's box, which allows them to control these satellites that are crashing into Earth. And Xander Cage is the only one who can stop him. And so he recruits some people to help him along the way. He recruits this girl who's really good at shooting. She spends her time killing poachers. This one guy just spends his time crashing to ATMs who can take their money. And then this other one is this kid who crashes these nightclubs to perform as a DJ. Okay? What's ridiculous about that is in a point in this movie, the CIA offers him his own band of soldiers from the military to help him, but he decides to just ignore all of them and join his own team. But the thing is, with two out of these three people, the guy who drives and the guy who DJs, you don't know why he recruited them to help him. I mean, I can understand the girl because she's really good with the gun, but why were these other two here? The movie never explains why. There was nothing special about those two characters at all throughout this movie. So now the three of them make their way to Russia. They go to this nightclub where they know they'll intercept the anti-XXXers and get Pandora's box from them there. And throughout this scene, and throughout, I want to say, the entire movie at this point, you know, every woman is just coming up to him. They want to be with him. The movie's just trying to emphasize how every woman just wants to fuck Xander Cage senseless. But would anyone have any trouble figuring that out? I mean, he's tall, he's muscular, and he has a lot of tattoos. Translation, he has all the physical features that women look for. But no, the movie thinks we're too stupid of an audience to figure any of that out, so the movie just has to shove into your face how much of a playboy Xander Cage is, and I'm sitting there all like, okay, I get it. He's more attractive than me. So in the meantime, Xander Cage starts flirting with the female member of these anti-XXXers, you know, trying to get Pandora's box from her, but then out of nowhere, the military comes, crashes the whole party, and now the anti-XXXers leave with Pandora's box, and Xander Cage pursues them on a motorcycle that's capable of transforming into a jet ski of sorts so he can chase that guy out into the ocean with it. Because logic. And yes, I know, we all need to let our imaginations run a little wild with every action movie, but that just felt like a complete and total convenience for this movie. One that I'm just like, really? I can't let my imagination stretch that far. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. But now at this point, both sides discovered that the CIA is apparently behind Pandora's box and all these satellites crash landing into Earth, so now they all know they need to work together to survive this mess. This includes both teams now deciding to team up together and having this big highway battle with members of the CIA trying to kill them. And this highway battle was just so absurd, so ridiculous. I mean, literally, they're jumping all over cars, they're fighting in the middle of the street. You know, cars are literally just flying by, seeing all of this go on. It was a busy highway too. It wasn't like there were just one or two cars. There was a bunch of them. It has me sitting there like, how the fuck are you all avoiding getting hit by these things? I do not care how good a special agent the movie claims these people to be. If a giant Mack truck is coming at you at full speed on the highway, you're not getting away from that. It's going to flatten you like a pancake. But it doesn't here because of the magic of Hollywood. So after that ordeal, Xander Cage goes to confront the CIA and they tell him that the XXX program has now been shut down, and then they shoot him. However, these people made the mistake that everyone makes in these movies. They shoot him in the chest and he was wearing a bulletproof vest the whole time, so he's fine. I will never understand that in movies. It's like, why doesn't anyone just shoot the enemy in the head? It just blows my mind how none of these CIA agents thought for a second, this guy works for the XXx program, a group of highly skilled human beings. Chances are he could be wearing some extra protective gear under his clothes. Why don't we just shoot him in the face for good measure? He's not going to recover from that. I mean, Dumb and Dumber put it perfectly. Just shoot your enemy in the face and it's done. So now that they know the CIA's true intentions, XXx and anti-XXx, they're all pals now and they go to stop them. It starts with Xander Cage fighting Tony Gonzalez in this plane. He sends him falling to his death out of the plane, which I had no problem with. Tony Gonzalez was not carrying his weight at all in this movie. Is that gonna piss off NFL fans? I mean only love for you, Tony. You were a fucking monster in the NFL. Just can't say the same for you in acting. But getting back to the movie, at this point the CIA is preparing to crash another satellite into the ground for, you know, whatever reason. So at this point all the XXx people, who are now joined by Ice Cube, who was apparently in the last movie, so they had him come back for this movie, they're all fighting the CIA agents, and in this moment, the guy who crashes cars into the ATMs, he gets shot everywhere in his body, and he's somehow alive. I say the word somehow because this dude wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest anywhere. He was just taking bullets through his body, but apparently he's superhuman, so he survived all that and is just totally fine after that throughout this movie. You know, he's totally okay. Oh my gosh, I got it now. That's why Xander Cage wanted him on his squadron. This guy is immortal. I figured it out. You're welcome, people. So now the satellite's crashing down, and Xander Cage knows the only way to stop it is to hijack this plane and send it crashing into the satellite. Luckily for him, though, he keeps it from being a kamikaze mission by just dumping this cargo load out of the plane, jumping on it, and then activating the parachute so, you know, it just safely lowers him to the ground. I will say, in terms of the conveniences in this movie, that's not something that's as bad as we've gone throughout it, but still, come on. So now Pandora's box is officially destroyed. No more satellites are gonna fall out of the sky. And then at the end of the movie, we see all the XXXers at Samuel L. Jackson's funeral, you know, all just grieving over him. And in the very top of, like, the special VIP box of the funeral, Xander Cage is there, and Samuel L. Jackson shows up to talk to him. And the whole time, I'm just sitting there like, yeah, you're not gonna tell us at all how he's still, you know, living and breathing after a satellite crashed fucking 10 feet from him? No, of course you're not. Okay. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so stupid. If you're gonna make him survive, that's fine, but at least make an attempt to give some reason how he's still living. But no, the movie expects you to just accept that Samuel L. Jackson is alive because he's Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, whatever. So all in all, XXX Return of Xander Cage was fucking awful. I didn't care for any of the characters in this movie. You can tell no one in this movie even cares to be there. Vin Diesel didn't even look like he gave a shit for this movie. Actually, you know what it was? Here's what I think. He was probably just sitting around all like, is anything going on until Fate of the Furious gets here? No? Alright, I'll do the third XXX movie, I'll get a paycheck and, you know, not have to care. Probably actually what happened. The story literally revolves around the XXX members joining forces with the enemy to stop satellites falling out of the sky. Chicken Little must have been having a field day throughout this movie. Because, you know, satellites are falling from the sky, so technically the sky is actually falling. Never mind. So yeah, the story is nonsense, the action is just absurd, and the movie has way too many stupid, ridiculous, pointless conveniences throughout it. The only bright side to come away from this movie is the fact that January is over. Thank you. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.